Okay, quick market insight here. And I have notes, not usually my style, but this is really important. I want to get it right. So last week, Royal Bank of Canada, RBC, and Realtor.ca entered into a formal partnership. And most people scrolled past it. It wasn't a big headline. It was really just kind of a corporate press release, if nothing else. And it actually matters like a lot, especially if you're buying or selling or thinking about moving in our local market here in Newfoundland, especially in and around St. John's. So, I want to talk about what changed with this partnership and what it actually means. So, here's what actually happened. The simple version is when you're online browsing for houses for sale on realtor.ca, right baked into the listing, you'll be able to click through for mortgage payment estimates directly to RBC. Like there's no filter, there's no third party, there's no broker involved, there's no referral to anybody. It's baked right in. And that there's no middle step. Like there's no open marketplace for competition for brokers. It's just your house bank, like instantly. And realtor.ca is owned by the Canadian Real Estate Association, and it captures well over 60% of all buyers in Canada who are looking to purchase a house. And that's not just a lot, like that's market dominance. And this isn't just advertising, it's fully embedded. So RBC basically just bought 60 plus percent of all of the leads for everybody who wants to buy a house in Canada. And there's a psychology piece to this that makes it so powerful. See, humans anchor, especially with pricing, especially with numbers. So the first number that you see becomes a reference point for a baseline for everything that you think after that. And a lot of buyers now are going to get this reference point, get this number. They click that mortgage button because they see a house that they like, and they get their RBC quote. And that process now is normalized. It becomes normal. They don't think that they could go do something else, even if better options do exist. And they often do, not always. I mean, there's nothing wrong with RBC. This is not an anti-RBC thing. It's a full disclosure and increased clarity thing. So there's convenience there, and that convenience beats optimization for almost all of the time, especially from the end user's perspective. Like, just imagine if I want to go get a 2 liter of milk, rather than drive for 20 minutes and go to the grocery store, I can just go up here to the convenience store and I'll pay almost $1 more for the same thing. But that extra 20%, I don't care about because of the convenience. Just think about that. That's stupid. But that's what RBC is doing with this partnership with the Canadian Real Estate Association and Realtor.ca. The problem exists into this whole concept of a one flavor of ice cream theory. So all banks only sell one mortgage product, and that's their own. It's not inherently an evil thing to do. It's just how banks work. And they advertise rates because rates get clicks. And everybody thinks that's the important part. And rates are important, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of other really, really important stuff that doesn't come up until it's kind of already too late. Like prepayment penalties or flexibility in the event that something in your life changes. If you have to exit a mortgage, there's costs to that. Can you do lump sum payments? Is it portable? If you buy another house, can you take your mortgage with you? These things often don't come up until it's too late. And they certainly don't come up in the, split second between seeing a house you like and clicking on what's my mortgage payment, get a quote. So the problem here is not that this is a bad thing. The problem is that oftentimes in these circumstances, other lenders have better terms. They might not have the better rate, and they might have a better rate, but they oftentimes definitely have better terms, and now they might not get explored. And that's the objection that I take to it. But there's more to this. There's also a big AI component. So RBC has flat out, outright said that they foresee a time in the not too distant future when people will engage with an RBC mortgage without ever speaking to a human being. It'll all be done through artificial intelligence. Now, as a relatively early adopter of different platforms in general, including AI, I don't necessarily, I'm choosing my words carefully, I don't necessarily think that that's an altogether bad thing, but are we ready for it? And do we give that to the person who has a stranglehold on all of the leads for every buyer in the entire country? Is that where we start? So this partnership is step one of that, and that's a lot. And it's something that we need to be concerned about, or at least something that we need to think about. And so let's bring this home to Newfoundland. Right now, we already have super tight inventory. We have people making really quick decisions. There's emotional pressures. There's a limited time to buy. Do we really want to add a shortcut to the financing without options to make good decisions to something that is already high pressure and time sensitive and under a crunch? I mean, rushed financial decisions are not a recipe for long-term financial health. They're a recipe for the exact opposite. And my concern is that here locally in our market, this has the potential to be a much bigger deal than it would be if we were in a buyer's market and you had lots of time to shop around and lots of time to compare what quote you're getting from what bank on what kind of mortgage product you're getting. So should you use RBC? You should definitely use it as a starting point. It's a great reference to begin to set that, to begin where you want to grow from, but don't ever, ever stop there. You can absolutely come back to it later if it's what's best for you, but don't stop there. Reach out to independent mortgage brokers, consult other lenders, speak to professionals who are in the industry who can help guide you through what options you might have available. So my position and our position at the Ask team is that we're not mortgage professionals. We don't sell people mortgages, but we do make it a priority of ours to make sure people don't get into bad ones accidentally. So if you have any questions about this or anything else, real estate, we're always here. And rates do matter, but the structure of the deal, structure of your mortgage commitment actually matters more. And it's hard sometimes to get people to really perceive that the way that would be in their best interest if they could. A home's emotional. A mortgage is mechanical. But both deserve proper thinking. Is it a crisis that RBC is partnering with Realtor.ca? No, of course not. But it's definitely a shift. And buyers who follow convenience won't always get what's best for them, but buyers who stay curious and open and connected with professionals, they're going to win all the time. So that's what I have to say about that. And if you're buying, selling, moving in Newfoundland, talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. And if you're working with us, we're always going to guide you to somebody who we trust and who we've worked with. So you have options, not because we want to control what you do, but because we want you to have clarity. You should be armed with everything that you need to be armed with to make a good decision. And if that's not cool with you, then I don't want to work with you anyway. Thanks for watching.